So, in honour of it being Formula Student season, I thought I'd bring out another Formula Student car. This time it is the Mad Formula MFT02. So this is actually the car from the year after that I've already previously covered, a really long time ago now, a couple of years. So for those unfamiliar with what Formula Student is, it is a student engineering competition where students are tasked with designing, manufacturing, testing and actually racing a Formula style open wheel sports car, larger than a kart, not quite full sized. Right now we are racing on the endurance layout of the FSUK event, which takes place on Copse Corner at Silverstone. This is actually an old layout, I want to say likely inspired or a replica of a event from the early 2020s, I think 2020, maybe even earlier than that. I'm not really too familiar. The tracks tend to stay relatively the same. They're always 1 kilometer. Obviously all the obstacles and the chicanes that get put in to keep the speed down for the amateur drivers tends to change. Like this year, for example, was a very, very drastic change. Moved about where they placed all the chicanes and the slaloms. They usually change it due to like safety incidents or cars getting too fast. Like for example, in my first year of attending FSUK in 2023, this hairpin or the variant of this hairpin that year actually got removed into the next year due to, I believe it was Trinity College Dublin, rolled their car and broke the suspension. The driver was fine, thankfully. At the event, the incident itself sounded significantly scarier than it actually was. It actually looked quite lethargic on the live stream, which I should be able to show you now. So yeah, it was that was interesting. That's like probably one of the worst crashes they've ever had, well, as far as I'm aware. And I mean, it really doesn't look too bad, but I just know that the driver was shitting himself in the car. But yeah, if you're interested in learning more about Formula Student, I do plan on doing a video as part of my Fundamentals of Motorsport, detailing, well, more details about Formula Student, what it is, how to get involved and what to expect if you do. It was a really fundamental part of my learnings and really, really fun to get involved in, so I'd recommend it if you do get the chance to get involved at university. So let's speak a bit more about the car now. So this is the Mad Formula Teams MFT02 that was entered in 3 separate competitions in 2022. FS Spain, FSG Germany and FSA Austria. It did pretty well at a few of these events. The car itself placed second in the skid pad event for FS Spain, and in the same competition the team also achieved a first in cost and manufacturing and then third in engineering design, which is a really, really strong result. So as you might have been hearing, this car is powered by a nifty little motorbike engine producing what I believe is around 65 horsepower, and with the monocoque chassis and all the aero and all the other pieces adding up to a weight of 232 kg without a driver, it adds up to a power to weight ratio of about 279, which is equal to the likes of the newer Caterham 7 420R and the Porsche Cayman 718 GTS, which is quite impressive, especially considering this is designed and built in a year by students. So I think it's time now to do a few hot laps. I will have to swap over to the sprint layout, which just puts a finish line around this part of the circuit, which is how the actual sprint event is completed. So it is a run across a single lap, and obviously the team with the quickest time wins. This car never actually entered FSUK in 2022, so I don't exactly have a reference time for this exact car. However, the winner of FSUK 2022 sprint event was a similar car, i.e. ICE engine with a carbon fibre monocoque and aero. and that was the UGR, so the University of Glasgow Racing UG22, which set a time of 60.016, which will be our target for when we head over to the sprint layout. So I'm going to go do that now. Okay, so now we are on the sprint layout at the start line with Mr. Pitman. So yeah, we're aiming for a 60.016. I can't lie, I have tried to record this video before and I have gotten close to that, if not under it. So we will see how well I can do this time. So I think we may as well just get straight started with it. This section's always basically the same across this off-road. Historically, the bit that seems, I said I wasn't going to talk, I wasn't going to concentrate, but I want to chat. The bit that usually trips teams up is, one, the slaloms, but also the change of surface. Because this track, even though it is on Cops Corner, also uses a lot of the emergency roads and runoffs. So you do find that people get stuck coming out of the overtake areas onto the different surfaces that make up the whole of the track, especially when it's been damp. Oh, I think it's that cone, and then there's the finish line. Oh god, I was slow. I was too busy nattering. So 1037. That is not good. I can definitely go quicker though. Alright, let's set up the next lap. Let's try and get as close to the start line without triggering it. I don't actually know where the trigger is. Okay, we'll just start there. That's how brave I'm willing to get. Slow. Oh, taking the cone with me. That's a 2-second deduction. Oh, this thing sounds so good. Oh, significantly better that time. Shaved off 3.5 seconds. We are 200ths off UGR's time now on the second lap. I reckon I can probably break 60. I'd obviously like to note that, one, this probably isn't the exact same layout that UGR raced on, and two, like with many Assetto Corsa mods, they're not always fully representative of the performance of the car they're mimicking. I would be pretty confident in saying that this car is likely quite close to intended, as this mod, I can only assume, will have been made by one of the students using their own test data and with deep knowledge of how the car was actually made. So I'd like to say that I'd assume this car was pretty representative, but I'm unsure whether this track layout's the exact same. So anyway, I think it is time to beat that time, or I might just eat my words and do really shit again. So let's go. Oh, lock up. Oh, holy stinker. Oh, keep understeering. Oh, smashed it. 158.8, another 1.3.5 seconds up. Not too shabby. That's the, well, in theory, if I'd just driven this car, FSUK 2022, with this layout, which might not be representative, I'd have blew the competition out of the water. But, you know, it's not about one event, it is about all the different events you got to take part in. So just because it's the quickest doesn't mean it's necessarily the best. I'm going to give it one more go, see if I can get any quicker, because if I recall, that might be the quickest I've ever gone in this car on this track combination. Give it one more go. Ooh, crept forward a little bit. That's not a bit too slow through there. Didn't lock up at least. Oh, here it goes. Another 7/10 improvement down to 58 flats almost. Yeah, very happy with that. This car is this mod's very, very well done. The student that made this will probably be long gone from the uni, and commendations to them. It is a very, very cool mod. And I believe it's on, well, I think it was called Race Department. I think it's overtake.gg now if anyone wants it. I'd also recommend going to the uni's website and reading into this team a bit more. Honestly, their cars are so cool and so well made, and they seem to perform really well every year. So go check it out, and go check Former Student out if you think this is something you'd be interested in joining or just following. A lot of these competitions do stream the events on the likes of YouTube, and it's quite entertaining to watch. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed.